So let's share a story. Story time. This is a true life story. Okay. How I noticed my house help molested my child or was molesting my less than 2 years old child, and why I let her go. So I got this job in a construction company. The salary was too good to say no. So I took the job. The job required me to come in the morning, and I leave sometimes very late. So by the time I get home, I leave my house like 6 a.m. By the time I get home, it's like 7:30 or 8 if the traffic is terrible. So I looked for maid, like I was desperate to get either a maid. So I needed a maid or a nanny. So I got the first one. The first one was not so clean. Like by the time I come back, my house was the way I left it. Like she was practically sleeping or whatever. I don't even know if she was looking at my children. What I wanted was for them or whatever, whoever I got, to be able to take care of my kids. That's number one. Then maybe my house comes in second. I don't let them cook. I cook because there's always food. I do the cooking. So the ones I kill them a job. The main purpose was to nanny my children, then take care of the house. Just those two. Just those two. So I got another one. This one, the first week was so good. Like whenever I come back from work, my house welcomes me. Like my home was welcoming me because it was so serene. It was clean. My dear. And I noticed my kids were bonding with her, like, Auntie, Auntie, bye bye, whenever she was leaving, Auntie, bye. So because I saw how she became cozy with my children, I changed her contract. Like, okay, she cannot live with me because she wasn't leaving, she was going and coming. So I changed it, like, okay, you can live with me. Usually, whenever I come back from work, she leaves. So I told her, okay, you can live with me from Monday till Saturday morning. Then you go and do your things. Then you resume on Monday morning when I want to go to work, like early Monday morning or Sunday evenings. That was a new contract. So she was very okay with it. At least I was housing you and I was still feeding you, and I was paying your salary as well. So she was okay. My kids were bonding with her. They became very close. Like I was very happy. I had that comfort, like, and I was treating her nice too. I had that comfort, like, okay, oh, like this person will take care of my children. Yes. And I had this belief, like, if you take care of your health very well, to take care of your children very well. That was my belief. I thought that thing was real. That thing was how life is. Like, if you take care of this person, person take care of your children. I wish. So I started noticing strange things happening, or strange characters happening in my little baby. Baby, I didn't say my, I have two. The first one is like 3 plus, almost 4. The second one is 1 year, 9 months. 1 year, 9 months. So whenever I come back from work, the baby, 1 year, 9 months, mommy will come. I'll carry my child. Normally, a child is supposed to just hug the mommy and stay there. No, my child will hug. After hugging, he will want me to just carry him and sit on my leg. Then he will start romancing my boobs. Like, I did not see anything to it at first. I just thought it was a child that misses the mother. But when I noticed this boy was romancing Bobby and he was enjoying it. Even on top of that, his uncle downstairs will now do like this. I will now spank him. Come on, will you stop that? He will not stop. And if you turn your neck again, he will continue. It became a normal thing for the child. That means this child's brain has been messed up with. It became normal. Anywhere he sees boobs, he will be pressing. Not just pressing, he will be enjoying it. Ha! Egbamio. Now so I started correcting him. And I told my help, if you see him do this kind of thing, I don't know if he does it with you, please stop him. She said, okay. Until one day I walked in on her in the kitchen feeding my child. My child is still a baby. He feeds like this, like we carry him and feed him. So she carried him and she was feeding him. This boy was pressing Bobby. He was enjoying it. The feeder who was feeding him was enjoying it. She was enjoying, baby was enjoying. I walked in on them. To tell you how she was enjoying it, she didn't even notice I was in the kitchen. I had to shout, what are you people doing? What is this nonsense I'm saying? Why are you encouraging him to be doing this kind of thing? She said, sorry, oh, if he does not, if na sorry they do, if he does not do like this, he no go stay one place eat. Eh? So if the boy does not press breast, he will not stay and eat. Really? Please, 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 I don't want this rubbish. I've been feeding this child since he was not pressing breast. Now he's pressing breast because you are feeding him. I beg, I beg, I beg. Stop it. This is not boy picking. This is a boy child. Stop it. That's how I stopped her that day. I showed her how irritating it was for me to see a baby doing that kind of thing. That is small boy down there will not stand. That one is crazy in my eye. A baby. What will now happen if he turns 5 years old? Hey, Lord of God. People of God. My son kept at it. Like the thing is like as I was correcting him, somebody was encouraging him. The thing kept happening because there was a day I went to his school and one of his teachers was laughing like, this your small baby is very spoiled, oh. Very spoiled boy. I said, why do you say so? Just try and carry him now. If anybody just carries him, he will start pressing breast. That means this thing is no longer happening only in the house. This thing has traveled outside. That means any lady that carries my baby, the first thing my baby does is to look for Bobby and start pressing. This child does not sleep close to the father because the father does not have Bobby. See problem. Say I define white collar job, I go find work for construction company. So I said, okay, I'll become an intentional mother. I'll be putting eye down in my children's welfare. So I started putting my eyes down. Then that was when I started saying things I shouldn't even condone. Now my help will bathe my kids. They have 2 different sponge. She will bathe them and she would not wash the sponge. Like, you know, a soapy sponge. After bathing, you're supposed to wash it off and keep it. This girl will not wash it. She will leave it there. So the next morning, by the time they're preparing for school or whatever, she will use it again on them. That's how my children had a very terrible skin reaction. I did not notice until I went for one of their school's program. Then I saw from afar, I just looked at my child because that day I was home. I had time to look at them. I saw one big boy. It was not like a boil. It's a boil that had yellow water inside. If he bosses and touches on that place automatically has the boil. That's how this thing started moving. I called her attention. What is that thing I'm seeing on my child's head? She said she don't know. She dey see am like that too. I said, but you don't bathing them. Is it that you don't bathe these children or what? Then I just told myself I have to be intentional. Like I have to really put my eyes down. That's how I started noticing the sponge. So the first time I saw it, I screamed at her. How do you bathe children and don't wash their sponge? I forgot. What do you mean you forget? If I ask you this one, you tell me you forget. If I ask you this one, na mistake. What is this clumsiness? So I stopped her from bathing my children. I started bathing them myself. Like before I go to work, I wake my kids as early as 5:30 a.m. to give them a bath, wear them their uniform, and they go back to sleep on their uniform, in their uniform, till 7 when their driver will come and pick them to school. So that became my routine. Then when I come back that late, I will still cook. I don't let her cook because I don't know which one. I'm not gonna know. So I will still, from work, I'll go to the market and cook dinner. In fact, I was losing my mind because I was so stressed. Work, I will rush out for work, finish. Once they come house, they do wife and mother duties. It's not easy. So the help duty was just for her to maybe take care of the children, then the house. So that was my routine. My children had a skin reaction. It was so terrible. Terrible. Like I had to treat and treat and treat. I started bathing them and nurturing their skin again. No dirty and no do for that skin. And the painful thing is when one of the boil wants to heal, that place becomes so black. So you are seeing the dot like it's chicken pox, and it's not chicken pox. What kind of problem is this? That's not my problem. At least I started bathing my children. I became intentional. The last one that broke the camel's back, my back was broken. I came back one day from work. My child is still doing the breast thing. No, I never even recover. I don't want to talk about that one again. When I carried this baby and put him on my leg for the baby to sit down, the next thing I heard was, my babam. I didn't understand what he meant by my babam. I was like, what is he saying? What is my babam? He was in pain. My babam, my babam. I said, what is my babam now? Then it just dawned on me, my bum bum. So I said, okay, put your knicker, put your knicker. The boy, if he wants to watch cartoon, TV, okay, sit down and watch cartoon. He will sit down like this. I said, what is happening now? So I pulled my son's knicker, people of God. When I pulled his shorts, pulled his pants, you know what I saw? My son's anus was red. This boy is not a fair child though. He's not light skin. I would say light skin. He's dark in complexion. His anus was red. Red. The moment I saw it, my heart skipped. I'm like, what happened? I called her. What happened? Why is his bum bum so red? I don't know. I said, this I don't know is busting my brain. How can you be with children morning to evening and you say you don't know what happened? She said, maybe he's in school. I said, okay. So I went to school and I investigated. I did not quarrel. Me, I know it was a big quarrel person. Like, I asked the teacher, what is happening? My child keeps complaining of his bum bum. And when I checked it, it's so red. Like, what happened? The teacher said, I noticed it as well. Oh. And I was going to call your attention to it. I was like, hey, you noticed it. So I started counting my teeth. You see these teeth with my tongue go. I said, these children that God gave me, God did not pity for me to give me the children like this. He gave me through cut and join. You know what I mean by cut and join? I gave birth to my two children through cut and join, cut and nail. 9 person won't put soap for my eye like this. So I told her, anything betting of my children, don't bet them again. Because I don't know what is happening. It was so terrible that this child could not even poo. He's scared of pooing. He's scared of sitting. He lies down like this. I say, who do me this one? That's when I said, it's also to enter my eye. You see this job, this work that made me to look for househelp in the first place. I know they go again. I just went to my husband and said, see this work. I'm not going again. He said, why? I can't start explaining that this is the why. I don't have my evidence in my hand that this is the why. All I have is suspicion. Would I not go and put CCTV to be... It is glaring enough for me. That's how I stopped work. Day 1, day 2, week 1. She came and said, Madam, you're not going to work again. I said, no, I'm not going. But when I started staying at home, she became very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. Like, the living environment was not pleasing to her anymore. I was seeing how I did not question her. I did not react. I did not change my attitude towards her. The only thing I did was becoming an intentional mom. I started taking care of my children by myself. I watch what they eat. I cook their own food. But I watch the plate she used to feed them. I watch the water. This girl will even leave their water bottles for a very long time without washing. So I started becoming intentional. Like, let me get the children happy. Now my own, let me take care of them. So my being intentional became uncomforting for her. Like, the living space was no longer. Normally we'll stay in the living room and watch movies together. But as far as I'm there, this girl will not come there. So, but the moment I started taking care of my child, the redness started reducing. It was so bad. I stopped my children from even sleeping in our room. And I consciously corrected the boobs thing. So that's how I saw she was no longer comfortable. I gave her the option. Would you love to resign? And she said, I wanted to even tell you, safe, that I guarantee I won't pursue her. It's fine. It's okay. No problem. That's how this help. I let her go, but on her own terms. She left on her own. I let her still go. Like, I was so happy. I didn't want to sack her. I don't want to be rude. I didn't want to sack her. But she left because I was present. I became present with my kids. Like, I leave the job. Oh. They were even calling me at work. I no go pick call. I did not resign. Oh. I had to leave it. Eh? For the job, they even made me angry. So I just said, I beg. For this one, I'm even leaving my children in the hands of who I don't know to call. And you are doing like, I just left them. That's how I left construction work to be nanny to my children. Now, the crazy part is, if I see this my former help on the road, she will do as if she did not see me. We did not quarrel. I did not confront her. I did not shout at her. I did not do anything. The only correction I gave her was the boobs thing. Only. On the sponge thing, like, why would you not wash? It's correction. This girl will do as if she did not see me. She will carry her face. I'll now have to call her attention. When I call her attention, hey, madam, hey, good evening. You come this side. Hi, she even forgot the name of the children she was taking care of. Hi, when she called my children's name, I said, they are fine. I said, you don't even visit us at all. Like, feel free to visit us sometimes. Please, if you have help or nanny or whatever that takes care of your home or your children, I beg you, in the name of God and whatever you believe in, be an intentional human being. Put your eye down, take care of the children by yourself. Because if you leave these children 100% to these nannies or this, some of them are so inexperienced with children. You can imagine a nanny beating the children out of frustration because they are making noise. Me as a mother will bear the noise, I'll get angry. I'll be bearing the noise. But these people cannot bear the noise. The next thing you're like, boy, you're making noise. Your children start developing fear. Unnecessary fear. Fear of the unknown. Because if they don't know if they talk, they'll slap them. They don't know if they... So your children will just start developing fear. You have to become very intentional. If you have... This is my 2 cents of advice to you. Be an intentional mother. Please, and one more thing. Don't forget to share this video. I beg you in the name of God. Beg. I am begging you. All right? Thank you.